Good morning, everyone. It's March 8th, 2019. I'm Eric. I have, let's see here. Rape charges dropped against cops who admitted to sex with teen they kidnapped. Meanwhile, they're confiscating the guns of citizens for nothing, literally. But this happened in New York City. Has been over a year since then 18-year-old Anna Chambers accused two on-duty NYPD officers of raping her in the back of a police van on the night of September 15th, 2017. As emphatically as she claimed she was raped and did not consent to having sex with two police officers, she asserts not only have the police continued to attempt to intimidate her, but the very justice system she looked to for help was set up to help the alleged rapist. Now, her claims have been proven correct. Both of the officers, Eddie Martin and Richard Hall, had faced up to 25 years in prison on the original rape and kidnapping charges. But this week, they had all those charges dropped because the system is set up in a way to protect predator police officers. The charges have been reduced to bribery and official misconduct. They both since have been released on their own recognizances. In quotes, "It is just outrageous," said Chambers' lawyer, Michael David. "It was a clear-cut case. She was kidnapped, and there was DNA evidence." So it wasn't just, a unproven or unprovable claim. The claim was proven, and these fucking pigs still got away with raping this girl. And this is one of the ways you can tell that there's two kinds of people in this country: the slaves, who must follow every whim written by the politicians, and the rest of them, who can break the very laws they write and enforce, and it's going to continue to happen until we stand up for ourselves. So there's another clear-cut case of police wrongdoing and them getting away with it. Video of raid on innocent family so disturbing, entire police department was suspended. This happened in Achille, Oklahoma. A video of the Achille Police Department raided the home of an innocent family, threatening a husband and wife and ripping a baby from a mother's arms was apparently so disturbing that the entire department has been suspended. The actions of the officers may now lead to their termination, according to Achilles Mayor David Northcutt. In quotes, "There were several issues which some felt arose in which the warrant was delivered, as well as other actions that occurred at the residence," said Northcutt. The video footage consists of cell phone video as well as body camera video and paints a disturbing picture of how police act in Achille, Oklahoma. On Monday, police were serving a search warrant on the home of Brian Baker after two previous raids on public officials. Prior to the raid on Baker, Councilman Lynn Chambers was arrested in December for meth trafficking and possession of weapons during a felony, according to KXII. Also, before Chambers' arrest, the mayor was arrested in October for possession of meth, first-degree burglary, and on Saturday he was severely beaten in an Achille convenience store and hospitalized. Whether or not Baker is associated with the above arrest is unclear. However, the officers who raided his home treated him like he was a mafia kingpin once they smashed in his door and came inside. As the video begins, Baker is sitting on the ground in his underwear. All the officers are armed with AR-15s, which, according to Baker, were pointed at his child's face, leaving her traumatized. As the officer, who looks like some Nazi stormtrooper wearing a skeleton balaclava, is handcuffing Baker, he keeps repeating, "Stop resisting, or I'm going to fuck you up." Baker does not appear to be resisting and appears only to be concerned with why police are there, as he's reportedly done nothing wrong. After Baker is handcuffed, police turn their attention to his wife, who is holding their small child. As police demand the mother put down the baby, Baker and his wife ask to see the search warrant. It is generally known that police have to tell you that they have a search warrant and are at your house to conduct a search. However, they only have to show you the actual warrant if you ask to see it. Since Baker was no threat and already in handcuffs, and his wife was holding a baby, the search warrant should have been produced, but it was not. In quotes, "Put the baby down because you're next," says one of the officers to Baker's wife. The officers then grab one of the mother's arms to put the cuffs on before their child is taken from her arms. The couple pleads with the officer to get their parents who live across the street so they can watch the child, and then the video ends. According to Michael Coble, who rents an apartment from Baker, police raided his home too and confiscated his legally owned gun. Coble told KXII that police then tried to charge Baker with possession of this gun despite finding it in Coble's apartment. In quotes, "So they came in here and got my weapon and tried to charge my neighbor with it, which I think is cruel. If it wasn't found in their home, they should have packed up and left," said Coble, who added that his gun was returned to him after it was used in an attempt to frame Baker. See, these are the people you trust to arrest others and charge them with crimes. These are the people that lie at every turn. And which leads me to my next article. Thousands of cases tied to Houston cops who murdered innocent couple could be exonerated. And this is what happens when you have dirty-ass cops running around killing people, lying and murdering. And of course, this happened in Houston. As the Free Thought Project reported last month, Houston area prosecutors announced they will examine 1,400 cases which are linked to the cop who fabricated evidence to spark the raid on an innocent couple in which they were murdered in their own home by police. Now, this week, nearly 1,000 more cases, so that brings it up to 2,400 cases, will be reviewed that are tied to another officer who was also relieved of duty, Houston Officer Stephen Bryant. See? I mean, and how many people out there just blindly trust these motherfuckers? Over and over and over again, this kind of thing happens, and over again, apologists justify the unjustifiable. Bill to turn entire state into gun rights sanctuary by nullifying federal gun laws or gun control laws. And this is from Texas. A bill filed in the Texas Senate would set the foundation to nullify federal gun control in practice and effect. Senator Bob Hall, a Republican from Edgewood, filed Senate Bill 378 on January 17th. The bill would prohibit any state government agency, personnel, or public funds from enforcing any federal gun control regulation or law if the federal statute, order, rule, or regulation or international law imposes a prohibition, restriction, or other regulation such as capacity size on configuration limitation that does not exist under the laws of the state. State agencies and local governments would not be allowed to receive state grant money if they adopt any regulation that requires enforcement of federal gun control laws that do not mirror in state law. So basically, it's okay for the state law to impose these restrictions, and they will follow the federal law as long as it matches their state law. So really, it's not really a sanctuary state, because if there's any kind of gun control laws on the books there, then they're just as bad as the feds. They're coming after your guns, whether you live in Texas or New York City. Good cop retaliated against for refusing to cover up a shooting of an innocent Austin teen, or autistic teen rather. And lastly, the NSA quietly shuts down mass cell phone spying program exposed by Edward Snowden. And look, man, and you know, just because they shut down that program does not mean another program isn't going on in the background. So there's that. Until the next time an Edward Snowden comes along, we're not going to know what the fuck these people are doing. And God only knows it's not good. One last headline here I'm going to hit, and this is this common sense. We shouldn't trade liberty for false sense of security. Rand Paul warns against forced vaccination. Anyone tries to force anything like that on my family, there will be violence. Period. And I don't care if we all die. I'd rather us all be dead than live under the fucking thumb of these pigs who write the laws and then turn around and grant themselves and their enforcement branches immunity from that very law. Fuck them. Till next time, kill the state, live free.